Genesis, Bere'shiyth, chapter 1. In the beginning, Elohim created the heavens and the earth was without form and void, and darkness was upon the face of the deep. And the Ruach Elohim moved upon the face of the waters. And Elohim said, "Let there be light," and there was light. And Elohim saw the light, and that it was good. And Elohim divided the light from the darkness. And Elohim called the light day, and the darkness he called night. And the evening and the morning were the first day. And Elohim said, "Let there be an expanse in the midst of the waters, and let it divide the waters from the waters." And Elohim made the expanse, and divided the waters which were under the expanse from the waters which were above the expanse. And it was so. And Elohim called the expanse heaven, and the evening and the morning were the second day. And Elohim said, "Let the waters under the heavens be gathered together unto one place, and let the dry land appear." And it was so. And Elohim called the dry land earth, and the gathering together of the waters called he seas. And Elohim saw that it was good. And Elohim said, "Let the earth bring forth grass, the herb yielding seed, and the fruit tree yielding fruit after his kind, whose seed is in itself upon the earth." And it was so. And the earth brought forth grass, the herb yielding seed after his kind, and the tree yielding fruit, whose seed was in itself after his kind. And Elohim saw that it was good. And the evening and the morning were the third day. And Elohim said, "Let there be lights in the expanse of the heavens to divide the day from the night, and let them be for signs and for appointed feast and for days and years. And let them be for lights in the expanse of the heavens to give light upon the earth." And it was so. And Elohim made two great lights, the greater light to rule the day, and the lesser light to rule the night. He made the stars also. And Elohim set them in the expanse of the heavens to give light upon the earth, and to rule over the day and over the night, and to divide the light from the darkness. And Elohim saw that it was good. And the evening and the morning were the fourth day. And Elohim said, "Let the waters bring forth abundantly the moving creature that has life, and fowl that may fly above the earth in the open expanse of heaven." And Elohim created great dragons and every living creature that moves, which the waters brought forth abundantly after their kind, and every winged fowl after his kind. And Elohim saw that it was good. And Elohim blessed them, saying, "Be fruitful and multiply, and fill the waters in the seas, and let fowl multiply in the earth." And the evening and the morning were the fifth day. And Elohim said, "Let the earth bring forth the living creature after his kind, cattle and creeping thing, and beast of the earth after his kind." And it was so. And Elohim made the beast of the earth after his kind, and cattle after their kind, and everything that creeps upon the earth after his kind. And Elohim saw that it was good. And Elohim said, "Let us make man in our image, after our likeness, and let them have dominion over the fish of the sea, and over the fowl of the air, and over the cattle, and over all the earth, and over every creeping thing that creeps upon the earth." So Elohim created man in his own image. In the image of Elohim created he him. Male and female created he them. And Elohim blessed them. And Elohim said unto them, Be fruitful and multiply, and replenish the earth, and subdue it, and have dominion over the fish of the sea, and over the fowl of the air, and over every living thing that moves upon the earth. And Elohim said, Behold, I have given you every herb-bearing seed, which is upon the face of all the earth, and every tree, in the which is the fruit of a tree yielding seed. To you it shall be for food. And to every beast of the earth, and to every fowl of the air, and to everything that creeps upon the earth, wherein there is life, I have given every green herb for food. And it was so. And Elohim saw everything that he had made, and behold, it was very good. And the evening and the morning were the sixth day. Chapter 2. Thus the heavens and the earth were finished, and all the host of them. And on the seventh day Elohim ended his work which he had made, and he rested on the seventh day from all his work which he had made. And Elohim blessed the seventh day and sanctified it, because that in it he had rested from all his work which Elohim created and made. These are the generations of the heavens and of the earth when they were created, in the day that yahuah Elohim made the earth and the heavens. And every plant of the field before it was in the earth, and every herb of the field before it grew. For yahuah Elohim had not caused it to rain upon the earth, and there was not a man to till the ground. But there went up a mist from the earth, and watered the whole face of the ground. And yahuah Elohim formed the man of the dust of the ground, and breathed into his nostrils the breath of life, and the man became a living soul. And yahuah Elohim planted a garden eastward in Eden, and there he put the man whom he had formed. And out of the ground made yahuah Elohim to grow every tree that is pleasant to the sight, and good for food, the tree of life also in the midst of the garden, and the tree of knowledge of good and evil. And a river went out of Eden to water the garden, and from thence it was parted, and became into four heads. The name of the first, Pishon, that is it which compasses the whole land of Havilah, where there is gold. And the gold of that land is good. There is bdellium and the onyx stone. And the name of the second river is Gihon. The same is it that compasses the whole land of Cush. And the name of the third river is Kidigal. That is it which goes toward the east of Ashur. And the fourth river is Parath. And yahuah Elohim took the man and put him into the garden of Eden to dress it and to guard it. And yahuah Elohim commanded the man, saying, Of every tree of the garden you may freely eat, but of the tree of the knowledge of good and evil you shall not eat of it, for in the day that you eat thereof you shall surely die. And yahuah Elohim said, It is not good that the man should be alone. I will make him a helpmeet for him. And out of the ground yahuah Elohim formed every beast of the field, and every fowl of the air, and brought them unto the man to see what he would call them. And whatsoever the man called every living creature, that was the name thereof. And the man gave names to all cattle, and to all the fowl of the air, and to every beast of the field. but for the man there was not found a helpmeet for him. And Yahuwah Elohim caused a deep sleep to fall upon the man, and he slept, and he took one of his ribs, and closed up the flesh instead thereof. And the rib, which Yahuwah Elohim had taken from man, made he a woman, and brought her unto the man. And the man said, This is now bone of my bones, and flesh of my flesh. She shall be called woman, because she was taken out of man. Therefore shall a man leave his father and his mother, and shall cleave unto his woman, and they shall be one flesh. And they were both naked, the man and his woman, and were not ashamed. Chapter 3. Now the serpent was more subtle than any beast of the field, which Yahuwah Elohim had made. And he said unto the woman, Yea, has Elohim said, Ye shall not eat of every tree of the garden? And the woman said unto the serpent, We may eat of the fruit of the trees of the garden, but of the fruit of the tree which is in the midst of the garden, Elohim has said, Ye shall not eat of it, neither shall ye touch it, lest ye die. And the serpent said unto the woman, Ye shall not surely die. For Elohim knows that in the day ye eat thereof, then your eyes shall be opened, and ye shall be as Elohim, knowing good and evil. And when the woman saw that the tree was good for food, and that it was pleasant to the eyes, and a tree to be desired to make one wise, she took of the fruit thereof, and did eat, and gave also unto her man with her, and he did eat. And the eyes of them both were opened, and they knew that they were naked, and they sewed fig leaves together, and made themselves aprons. And they heard the voice of Yahuwah Elohim walking in the garden in the cool of the day. And the man and his woman hid themselves from the presence of Yahuwah Elohim amongst the trees of the garden. And Yahuwah Elohim called unto Adam, and said unto him, Where are you? And he said, I heard your voice in the garden, and I was afraid, because I was naked, and I hid myself. And he said, Who told you that you were naked? Have you eaten of the tree, whereof I commanded you that you should not eat? And the man said, The woman whom you gave to be with me, she gave me of the tree, and I did eat. And Yahuwah Elohim said unto the woman, What is this that you have done? And the woman said, The serpent beguiled me, and I did eat. And Yahuwah Elohim said unto the serpent, Because you have done this, you are cursed above all cattle, and above every beast of the field. Upon your belly shall you go, and dust shall you eat all the days of your life. And I will put enmity between you and the woman, and between your seed and her seed. It shall bruise your head, and you shall bruise his heel. Unto the woman he said, I will greatly multiply your sorrow, and your conception. In sorrow you shall bring forth children, and your desire shall be to your man, and he shall rule over you. And unto Adam he said, Because you have hearkened unto the voice of your woman, and have eaten of the tree, of which I commanded you, saying, You shall not eat of it. Cursed is the ground for your sake. In sorrow shall you eat of it all the days of your life. Thorns also and thistles shall it bring forth to you, and you shall eat the herb of the field. In the sweat of your face shall you eat bread, till you return unto the ground, for out of it were you taken. For dust you are, and unto dust shall you return. And Adam called his woman's name Hua, because she was the mother of all living. Unto Adam also, and to his woman did Yahuwah Elohim make coats of skin, and clothed them. And Yahuwah Elohim said, Behold, the man is become as one of us, to know good and evil. And now, lest he put forth his hand, and take also of the tree of life, and eat, and live forever. Therefore Yahuwah Elohim sent him forth from the Garden of Eden, to till ground from whence he was taken. So he drove out the man, and he placed at the east of the Garden of Eden cherubim, and a flaming sword which turned every way, to guard the way of the tree of life. Chapter 4. And Adam knew Hua his woman, and she conceived, and bore Cain, and said, I have gotten a man from Yahuwah. And she again bore his brother, Havel. And Havel was a keeper of sheep, but Cain was a tiller of the ground. And in process of time it came to pass that Cain brought of the fruit of the ground an offering unto Yahuwah. And Havel he also brought of the firstling of his flock, and of the fat thereof. And Yahuwah had respect unto Havel, and to his offering. But unto Cain, and to his offering, he had no respect. And Cain was very wroth, and his countenance fell. And Yahuwah said unto Cain, Why are you wroth? And why is your countenance fallen? If you do well, shall you not be accepted? And if you do not well, sin lies at the door. And unto you shall be his desire, and you shall rule over him. And Cain talked with Havel his brother, and it came to pass, when they were in the field, that Cain rose up against Havel his brother, and slew him. And Yahuwah said unto Cain, Where is Havel your brother? And he said, I know not. Am I to guard my brother? And he said, What have you done? The voice of your brother's blood cries unto me from the ground. And now you are cursed from the earth, which has opened her mouth to receive your brother's blood from your hand. When you till the ground, it shall not thenceforth yield unto you her strength. A fugitive and a vagabond shall you be in the earth. And Cain said unto Yahuwah, My punishment is greater than I can bear. Behold, you have driven me out this day from the face of the earth, and from your face shall I be hid. And I shall be a fugitive and a vagabond in the earth. And it shall come to pass that everyone that finds me shall slay me. And Yahuwah said unto him, Therefore whosoever slays Cain, vengeance shall be taken on him sevenfold. And Yahuwah set a mark upon Cain, lest any finding him should kill him. And Cain went out from the presence of Yahuwah, and dwelt in the land of Nod, on the east of Eden. And Cain knew his woman, and she conceived, and bore Hanok. And he built a city, and called the name of the city after the name of his son, Hanok. And unto Hanok was born Irad. And Irad begat Mechiael. And Mechiael begat Methusalel. And Methusalel begat Lamech. And Lamech took unto him two women. The name of the one was Ada, and the name of the other Sila. And Ada bore Yaval. He was the father of such as dwell in tents, and of such as have cattle. And his brother's name was Yuval. He was the father of all such as handle the harp and flute. And Sila also bore Tubal Cain, an instructor of every artificer in brass and iron. And the sister of Tubal Cain was Namaah. And Lamech said unto his woman, Ada and Sila, Hear my voice, ye women of Lamech. Hearken unto my speech, for I have slain a man to my wounding, and a young man to my hurt. If Cain shall be avenged sevenfold, truly Lamech 70 and sevenfold. And Adam knew his woman again, and she bore a son, and called his name Sheth. For Elohim, she said, has appointed me another seed instead of Haval, whom Cain slew. And to Sheth, to him also, there was born a son, and he called his name Enosh. Then began men to call upon the name of yahuah. Chapter 5. This is the Cepher of the generations of Adam. In the day that Elohim created man, in the likeness of Elohim made he him. Male and female created he them, and blessed them, and called their name Adam, in the day when they were created. And Adam lived 130 years, and begot a son in his own likeness, after his image, and called his name Seth. And the days of Adam after he had begotten Seth were 800 years, and he begot sons and daughters. And all the days that Adam lived were 930 years, and he died. And Seth lived 105 years, and begot Enosh. And Seth lived after he begot Enosh 807 years, and begot sons and daughters. And all the days of Seth were 912 years, and he died. And Enosh lived 90 years, and begot Canaan. And Enosh lived after he begot Canaan 815 years, and begot sons and daughters. And all the days of Enosh were 905 years, and he died. And Canaan lived 70 years, and begot Mahalalel. And Canaan lived after he begot Mahalalel 840 years, and begot sons and daughters. And all the days of Canaan were 910 years, and he died. And Mahalalel lived 65 years, and begat Yerad. And Mahalalel lived after he begot Yerad 830 years, and begot sons and daughters. And all the days of Mahalalel were 895 years, and he died. And Yered lived 162 years, and he begot Hanok. And Yered lived after he begot Hanok 800 years, and begot sons and daughters. And all the days of Yered were 962 years, and he died. And Hanok lived 65 years, and begot Methuselah. And Hanok walked with Elohim after he begot Methuselah 300 years, and begot sons and daughters. And all the days of Hanok were 365 years. And Hanok walked with Elohim, and he was not, for Elohim took him. And Methuselah lived 187 years, and begot Lamech. And Methuselah lived after he begat Lamech 782 years, and begat sons and daughters. And all the days of Methuselah were 969 years, and he died. And Lamech lived 182 years, and begot a son. And he called his name Noach, saying, This same shall comfort us concerning our work, and toil of our hands, because of the ground which yahuah has cursed. And Lamech lived after he begot Noach 595 years, and begot sons and daughters. And all the days of Lamech were 777 years, and he died. And Noach was 500 years old, and Noach begot Shem, Ham, and Japheth. Chapter 6. And it came to pass, when men began to multiply on the face of the earth, and daughters were born unto them, that the sons of Elohim saw the daughters of men, that they were fair, and they took them women of all which they chose. And Yahuwah said, My Ruach shall not always strive with man, for that he also is flesh, yet his days shall be 120 years. There were Nephilim in the earth in those days, who also gathered afterward, when the sons of Elohim came in unto the daughters of men, and they bore children unto them. The same became warriors and tyrants, which were from everlasting, mortal men of the name. And Yahuwah saw that the wickedness of man was great in the earth, and that every imagination of the thoughts of his heart was only evil continually. And Yahuwah repented that he had made man on the earth, and it grieved him at his heart. And Yahuwah said, I will destroy man, whom I have created from the face of the earth, both man and beast, and the creeping thing, and the fowls of the air, for I repent that I have made them. But Noach found grace in the eyes of Yahuwah.